What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back from Manchester. Spurs have taught Manchester City a footballing lesson at the Etihad. They say it couldn't be done. They say Man City couldn't lose at home. They say that you can't go to Man City and play attacking football and not get eaten alive. They say you got to go there and play park the bus football. But guess what, people? We did it our way. We did it the Ange Postecoglou way. We went to the Etihad. We played attacking football and we played them off the park, people. 4-0. Man City's first loss at the Etihad for 2 years, over 50 games. I think it's 53 games unbeaten there, which is an unbelievable feat for Tottenham Hotspur. We've beaten Man City now twice in the space of, a couple of weeks now. And yeah, you got to say Man City are on horrific form at the moment, but I don't think that takes any gloss off this game and any gloss off this performance, because from 1 to 11, every man on that pitch deserves so much praise of the highest order, man, because last night was, I'll say, it was just unbelievable, man. It really was. It was in a performance that you just got to sit there and just sit watching the highlights, watching the game back, watching everything, watching the salty rival fans on social media. I'm just loving every second of it, man. And to be there was something special last night. And the fact that it happened, probably our best ever Premier League win, has happened, just a couple of weeks after one of our worst ever Premier League losses, yeah. Sorry. Is classic Tottenham. You can't write this shit. You cannot write what is going on with Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. And I mean, every Spurs fan has a right to be frustrated with the way things have been going.
If you did write that, they'll probably say it's too unrealistic.
You know what I mean? It's just like, how the hell is this even possible? How the hell? We were saying in the preview, like, it'll be just so classic Spurs if we just go up there and win the game. A team that haven't lost at home, like, for the last 2 years, and like,
but not 4-0.
You cannot write Spurs going up there and winning 4-0. Like, starting from the Crystal Palace game, right, when we lose and they hadn't won all season, then we go and beat Villa, we go beat Man City. Man City hadn't lost at that point.
But it seems as though each time we come up against a team with a record, wherever the record is,
exactly,
it
goes out the window.
It has to go out the window.
That's what Dr. Tottenham is, positive or negative.
Exactly. And don't have a record when you come up against us.
So Villa hadn't lost away from home all season. They come to us, they lose 4-1. We beat Man City in the cup. They haven't lost all season. Then we bloody have Ipswich, who haven't won a Premier League game all season. We lose to them. And then we go to the Etihad, where nobody's won for the last 2 years, and we go and absolutely rip them apart 4-0. Like, you cannot write this stuff. Like, how is this even possible?
Yeah, we were saying before, like, as a Tottenham fan, what are you meant to think of this team? Like, clearly you can see when things are clicking and things are at their best, and we're on our game. We are near unstoppable in some facets of the game, and we are just so move the ball so quickly. We our playing from the back, our build-up play is exceptional, and our pressing, it got us loads of chances yesterday, and we looked so electric in attack. And like yesterday, I know we conceded chances, but we looked very resolute, and we were digging in deep, and we were making sure it was difficult. And then you have performances like Palace and Ipswich against teams near the bottom, and you're thinking, maybe this team isn't as good as we think it is. But it's maddening as a Tottenham fan. Like, this season has just been crazy, but hopefully this can be a bit of a turning point. We've said it so many times, but we have to hope. We have to hope each win, when you get something like this, if the team can't be convinced in Ange's way of playing, when you get a result and performance like that, then there's never going to be no convincing. Gavardia obviously didn't cover himself much glory with that one again, because he gives it straight to Madders. But again, it comes from our pressing. We know the way we play and with the way we try to ask questions of teams, we basically ask them, they need to be pretty perfect when they're playing out the back, because we're such an intense pressing team. We're always, if you make a mistake, we are there to pounce. And I think earlier in the season, this was something of a frustration for Ange, because we were winning the ball in such good positions. We weren't doing enough with it. And when you're putting all that effort into winning the ball high up the pitch and getting in good positions, like in the North London derby, how many times we won the ball back in really good positions in and around the penalty area, and we weren't killer, we weren't clinical. And that's exactly the type of thing Ange wants to be seeing. Winning the ball quick, be decisive, don't think too much about it, just get the ball into feet, use your instincts, and getting on goal. And I thought Maddison and Son linked up unbelievably. And what I love about that goal is, obviously, we won the ball back hard at the pitch. Maddison plays into Son, but it's brilliant movement from Maddison. So good. I think a lot of players in that position, a lot of players would pass the ball off to Son and then just wait for Son to shoot or something and not be on the move, not always thinking about where can I go, where can I receive the ball back. And that movement makes the goal. As much as it's an unbelievable, by the way, through ball from Son, it's actually, if you watch it back, there's not a lot of space he's got to slide it through to Maddison. It's actually it's really intricate, and he does it on his blind side as well. So he's kind of had to use his peripheral vision, and he's got to be aware of Maddison's movement, all in within a split second. And there's literally a tiny gap to like play into, but if Maddison's not always on the movement, if he's not running in behind Son, and as well, that first touch from Maddison to kill it dead just in front of Ederson and get it perfectly into his path, and then have the composure and the quality to dink it over Ederson from such a tight angle. Not many players would pull off that dink. It's so hard to pull off. Obviously, he did it against Brentford, a dink, not so long ago, but this was such a tight space, and that was obviously, when you think about it, probably the best route to goal, because Ederson was covering a big area, and if he tries to slide it past him, it probably gets saved, or the defender probably blocks off the line. But to dink it into the near post like that, over the onrushing Ederson, was just a pure genius moment from Maddison. And within, 20 minutes, he had already shown why he was back in the team, and what a way to silence a lot of your critics.
100%. I mean, if you do look at the left-hand side with Sonny, he was very wide on the pitch.
Yeah.
If you look, it wasn't the same dynamic on the left-hand side as it was the right-hand side. I felt like Udogie was inverting a lot more than what Porro was. Yeah,
for sure. And I want to talk about Sonny as well, because he won't. I think obviously the headlines will rightly go to Maddison and Decky, but you think about big moments in the game. Sonny was very much involved with them. The assist for the second goal, brilliant. The flick for the third goal as well from Son. Is underrated as well, right into Decky's path. And he actually, if you actually look at that flick, there's two players, I think it's Walker and someone else, going right in for him, and he just flicks it in between them. And if we lose the ball in that moment, City are back in the ascendancy. And as well, he had that shot in the first half, which did actually have to take fingertips from Ederson. That might have been the best save of the game for all Vicaria's work. The best save might have been that, because I thought when I first saw it was just like a good save, but when I saw the replay, right fingertip, that's going right into the corner, and Ederson had to be at his very best to top. Sonny's
that's the Sonny zone.
Exactly, he's clinical from that area, and it was so close to being an unbelievable effort from him. So I thought he actually had a really big impact on the game.
He did. I thought Sonny was brilliant. He doesn't get enough credit for these kind of slight touches and through balls and very intricate play that he's been showing a lot this season. And obviously it was on the biggest stage at the Etihad in a 4-0 win, which I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Obviously the second one with lovely link-up play with James Maddison, finding an inch perfect pass through. I think it was John Stones and one of their other defenders, I can't remember off the top of my head. And obviously he had that 1-2 with Decky for the third goal as well. But it wasn't that. I felt he was showing quality throughout the hour he was on the pitch yesterday. That shot that Ederson saved with his fingertips was a shot of the highest degree for Sonny yesterday. I mean, if that goes in, you're talking about one of the goals of the season. It really was straight out the Sonny playbook from the Sonny area. And I thought that was flying into the route to the top corner, to be honest. But what I was impressed with Sonny yesterday as well was his he was showing that leadership on the pitch yesterday. I think it was after the second goal. I can't remember if it was after the second goal or the third goal, but he goes up to his teammates. Instead of like going crazy and start celebrating, he points to his head and he's like, you got to keep your heads in the game, people here. Just try to keep the players' feet on the ground. And I think it worked a treat yesterday. So the leadership that Sonny was showing was top notch.
Maybe we could use some of that against Brighton, which he wasn't available for. And maybe the fact that we were so mature on the pitch was a big part to Sonny's presence. And I thought Kyle Walker was having a tough time against him the whole day, to be honest. Whenever Sonny got the ball, Kyle was always on the back foot. He played some really nice crosses across the face of goal, and unfortunately no one was there to tap it home on a couple of occasions. He had a brilliant effort, as you say, from outside the box in that Sonny zone, which Ederson really had to be at his very best to stop, using his fingertips to tip it around the post. Brilliant effort from him. Brilliant flick for the third goal in between Kyle Walker and I think it was Bernardo Silva, who were literally coming at him at full pelt, and he has to flick it in between both of them before they are, and he's probably knowing he's about to be clattered, and he puts it right into Decky's path. Brilliant pass. And then obviously his assist for the second goal. Unbelievable awareness from him to play that ball, which through the eye of a needle, pretty pretty much, to find James Maddison. And as much as Maddison had a lot of work to do, unbelievable pass from Sonny. And it looked like he wasn't even looking at Maddison. He had to like use his peripheral vision, his awareness to see where Maddison was. And I think everyone was waiting for Sonny to pull the trigger and look for goal, but unbelievable awareness to play Maddison in on goal, and then Maddison did the rest. But that assist shouldn't go underrated. And I think he was only on for an hour, but I think it probably was the right decision. He looked like he was tiring a bit, and the legs of Brennan really helped. But I thought he made a big impact on the game in that hour.